how's it going, guys? My name is Steven. Usually I do videos on products that I love, that I'm very excited for. And I make a lot of editing and I try to make those products look very cool. However, today I'm going to be talking to you about a product that I absolutely hate. And it is this helmet. This helmet is an absolute death trap. It is so unsafe that I think everyone should avoid this helmet. And I'm going to be talking to you about why I think it is this way and walk through line by line on why I think it is a terrible, terrible helmet, to the point where I call it a death trap. This helmet can be bought on Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and AliExpress. I purchased mine on AliExpress. The first thing is that this is marketed as a full face helmet. I mean, just look at it. It looks like a full face helmet, right? Why wouldn't it not be a full face helmet? Well, the problem is once you go to the inside of the helmet and you disassemble the inside of the helmet, you will find that there is no actual structure to the chin of this helmet, to the face or the chin of this helmet. It is incredibly unsafe because the only thing that's holding the front part of this helmet together is the outer ABS shell. As soon as the shell gets damaged, it will shatter in your face. If you fall on your face, everything will just shatter into your face. And it's incredibly unsafe. You will need a structure or a metal chin bar to kind of go through this material like my other helmets. I have 3 other motorcycle helmets and some full-face e-skate mountain board helmets. They all have a metal structure that goes through the face or the chin portion of the helmet in order for it to be called a full-face helmet. This is a half-face helmet disguised as a full face, so that when you use it, it will shatter and it will really mess up your face and really hurt you. I am incredibly angry at the marketing of this helmet being called full face, in which it is not. So be very careful. The next thing that I want to talk about is the foam. One thing you'll notice about this helmet is despite it being a large shell helmet, it is incredibly light. When I compare this to my other DOT-approved motorcycle helmets, it is incredibly light, to the point where I'm like, okay, it doesn't make sense because people pay a lot of money to make your motorcycle helmets light and safe at the same time. If it's incredibly cheap and also light, that means they probably skipped something somewhere. So I took all the liners out, and once you take out all the liners, you'll see the inside of this helmet. You'll see the EPS foam of this helmet. Take a look at this EPS foam, and once you take a look at the inside of this helmet, you will realize that it's not an EPS foam. It is the packing styrofoam that's inside of your TV packaging, that's inside of your appliance packaging. That type of styrofoam. That's why it's so light. The characteristics about these kind of fake foams is that it's not dense at all. If you compare this to a DOT-approved, a real DOT-approved helmet that's also ECE approved, you'll find that it's heavy and it's also incredibly dense. What do I mean by that? So if it's dense, if you try to push into the helmet, if you try to push into the EPS foam, the real EPS foam wouldn't budge. But for this foam, just like how packing styrofoam would react, if you push really hard into the foam, you'll make a dent. Just by pushing it, applying very little energy. And you can think about, if you get into an accident, just how much this will protect you. Even your fingers can make a dent in the foam of this helmet. So it's incredibly unsafe, right? And I weighed this against my other helmets. These are all large size helmets. So I weighed all these large size helmets together, and this one much lighter. Very unsafe. So what I would say is that if you're on an electric unicycle or you're on e-skate, you're doing like 20 miles per hour, maybe this helmet will be okay. But this helmet is advertised for motorcyclists, people who will be driving like 40, 50, maybe even go on the highway at 80 miles per hour. This thing will do jack shit. This thing will kill you. Like if you fall on your face at 50 miles per hour, everything's gonna shatter into your face in the front because there's no chin bar, there's no metal, there's no structure, right? And then the foam is styrofoam packing foam. It's going to kill you if you impact on anything more than 20 miles per hour. So incredibly, incredibly dangerous. The next thing I want to talk about is the vent. This helmet is also marketed as full ventilation. If you take out the liners, you'll see that there's nothing connecting the front of the vent to the rear vent. The rear vent doesn't even connect into the helmet. It's so stupid. It's just there as a cosmetic item. It doesn't vent anything. So that's something that they lied to you. But I guess this one's okay because this one probably won't kill you. You'll just be a little bit hot than usual, right? The next thing is the DOT approved label. I cannot confirm whether if this label is fake or not, but looking at everything we have just gone through, no structure in the face of the helmet, packing styrofoam inside of this helmet, and it being unusually light for a helmet of a large size helmet, for a large size motorcycle helmet that's also DOT approved. I see the chances of being DOT approved is pretty slim. However, there's one more thing that you should be looking at. If you go to the official DOT website, they also say whenever a helmet manufacturer manufactures a DOT approved helmet, they also must put the manufacturing date inside of the helmet in the liner. The real helmets that I have do have a manufacturing date. But this helmet does not. It just says this helmet is made out of ABS material. It doesn't even mention the EPS foam. So how do you find a reliable helmet? So remember what this helmet looks like. And I'm going to show you a couple of the stock images as well. If you have this helmet, throw in the trash. I'm going to throw this helmet in the trash. If you have some friends who have this helmet, send this video to them. Let them know just how dangerous this helmet is. And hopefully you learned a couple things and you can actually take a look at your own helmet and see if it makes sense or not. This usually only applies to motorcycle helmets if you have one, right? It doesn't really apply to e-skate helmets because it's built a little bit differently. So I just want this to kind of circulate out there because it's incredibly dangerous. When I took this helmet apart, I was really enraged. I was really, really angry. And it just makes me sad thinking that someone might be wearing this helmet thinking they're safe until they get into an accident, and the people who make these helmets are not going to be held responsible. Yeah. One last thing is, because I bought this helmet off of AliExpress, they actually shipped this helmet like this, in bubble wrap. Yeah, not even in a box, in bubble wrap. I'm pretty sure if you buy this in the United States, they wouldn't do that, but still, international shipping in bubble wrap. This helmet could have been crushed and I wouldn't have known about it. It could have already been crushed and need to be replaced, and I wouldn't have known about it because of this poor packaging. So yeah, this helmet doesn't have a brand, but it has a very unique and distinct shape. So I hope everyone just kind of look at what this helmet is, and I really do hope everyone can take a closer look at this helmet. Avoid it at all costs, and if you see it being sold on eBay, Amazon, Facebook, wherever, report the seller. That's all I have for today. Hey, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and like this video. It will help my small channel grow. And yeah, that's really it. Thanks, and have a good one. Stay safe. Take this piece of trash out.